TMZ founder Harvey Levin is with us. You've been with us almost every night, Harvey. I know you well enough. I've known you for a long time. I'm sure we're a lot alike. Do you find yourself waking up in the night, turning on the TV, expecting, hoping, we get the break in the case. Nancy Guthrie has been found. She will soon be reunited with her family. And I just can never give up hope. It's not in my DNA.
Yeah, for sure. We hope that. And we're cooperating with the FBI with some of the information we've received. But I will tell you, I talked to somebody who was right in the middle of this today, who said, we are gumshoe detectives at this point. We are just looking everywhere at every possible lead, but they don't have anything that they can pinpoint. They just don't have it yet, but it is not for lack of trying.
When we go back to the 4 letters that you received at TMZ, and we got new details every time, but they all have the same Bitcoin address. Do you have any updates on those letters and your guarantee to the person writing them that you would pass on the information to the FBI and guarantee that they get the reward money, now up to $200,000?
Couple of things. It's not just the letters that we received from the person demanding money in return for information. It's also the ransom note we got. I will tell you, the FBI is very interested in both the ransom letter and these demand letters. In particular today, I mean, there was a lot of communication between us and the FBI. So they are really interested in this. That does not mean they've cracked it, because frankly, I don't think they have, but they are certainly trying. As for the person who wrote the note, Sean, we decided that we're not going to say if he sent us any more letters, because if we say we got a letter today, and tomorrow you ask me and I say we got a letter tomorrow, and then the next day we say we're not going to talk about it, it tips off the kidnapper. We're essentially saying, well, that's the day he gave us the information. We're just not going to say anything. He can, if he wishes, give us the information. And as we promised, we will pass it on to the FBI. Then there's a record that he supplied that information.
Let's talk about the names that they brought to the gun ranges in the area.
So here's what we know. There were reports that there were around 40. I talked to a gun store owner today who said he felt it was more like 30 names that he was shown last week by an FBI agent. She showed him these names, wanted to find out if anybody had purchased a gun. One of these people had purchased a gun in the last year. What we found out from law enforcement sources is those names came from a list they compiled of people who purchased that polyester holster that this man was wearing. And so they went to Walmart and possibly other stores, and what they did was they compiled the list of people, and now they're trying to find out, did anybody also buy a semi-automatic handgun? Because that would be a hot lead for them if they can find somebody who bought both the holster and a similar weapon. The person we spoke to, the gun store owner we spoke to, said he didn't see any matches, but they have been to other stores as well.
You know, as a gun owner, somebody who's had a pistol carry permit his entire adult life, I don't know a single gun owner that would use that type of holster. Let me ask you about the FBI and their database. The single sample from the house, the sample from the glove, were not the same person. Other DNA found in the home was from multiple people, will need to be separated before it can be tested. No match in the FBI's DNA database. And now they're going to use this genealogy that caught other killers in the past. I want to go through that because you know a lot about it.
Well, let's start with the testing of the glove. First of all, we found out it's not the glove that the New York Post photographer took a picture of. It's a different glove that they took for testing. You know, I know you've been talking about this, whether there is some kind of a squabble between the FBI and the sheriff. Here's what I found interesting. The sheriff today said that we sent the glove to Florida and it went into the CODIS system and there was no match. What we found out is that the FBI cannot put that DNA in the CODIS system without testing it in an FBI-approved lab in the state in which the item was found, namely Arizona. So we found out that the FBI did its own testing at a lab in Arizona, and that's what went into the CODIS system. And the person I spoke to could not understand why it would also go to Florida, because it can only go in the CODIS system if it emanated from a lab in Arizona. That said, it's not a match. So this genealogy testing the genetic testing is really important, because there are ways that if it's a close match but not identical, then you can start looking at, is there a relative who shows up, and it turns out that they have an uncle who is 5'10", who lives in the Tucson area, and then suddenly you can kind of figure it out that way. Yeah. Ancestry.com and 23andMe do not work with the FBI because of privacy rules. The FBI is using smaller companies, but it has worked in the past.
All right, Harvey Levin, thanks for all those updates.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.